Good day, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video. My name is ChiefDog24, and let's go into this one then. And we're going to go straight in because I have a limited amount of time at this segment. But yeah, pretty much I tried recording this video multiple times. I wanted it to come out on Tuesday, but every time I recorded, the game was just too loud compared to my voice. So I'm having to do voice and voice over in the editing software. But I'll explain more about this game after we look at the starting cutscene here.
Seacrest County has become the ultimate place to speed, a playground for the most exotic cars and drivers in the world. But this is not a lawless place. Constant competition has led to the creation of the world's fastest police force, Seacrest County Speed Enforcement. The SCPD spare no expense to redline it all the way and make you pay. Every day, new drivers still show up and attempt to tame Seacrest County and outrun the law. The pursuit for the ultimate drive starts here. Which side are you on?
Alright, so here is the map then. I love playing NFS Hot Pursuit. This is one of my favourite games alongside Burnout Paradise, which I recommend that you check out my series on it as well. If you like that game, you'll probably like this one as well. Both of these are the remastered versions, by the way. Playing this on PlayStation 5, but the PS4 copy. We're going to start with a race though, because you can be a racer or a police, and let's have the lady explain to us what racing's all about.
Entry in the Roadsters Reborn race event is confirmed. In this showcase event, you will unleash the true potential of the Roadster as you compete against other drivers in a race along the Seacrest County coast. Use your driving skills to outmaneuver the opposition and take a medal. Your reputation is measured in wanted levels. Currently, you are not registering much activity and are classed by the SCPD as a Level 1 speeder. The greatest drivers win the races and outrun the law with style, and are classified as Level 20, most wanted. Your daily activity is measured as bounty. The harder, faster, and more dangerously you drive, the more bounty you will earn. Win races, beat your rivals, and stay one step ahead of the cops to increase your wanted level and get access to new cars and entry into the toughest events. Your car is equipped with a race-spec nitro system. Use this system to gain a rapid acceleration increase. Nitros will only charge if you drive dangerously. Drive in oncoming traffic lanes, near-miss other vehicles, drift corners, and take shortcuts to gain the most nitros. This race has restricted entry requirements. You can choose any of the available cars to drive in the race. Some cars are locked at this time and will become available as you increase your wanted level.
So like in Burnout Paradise, there are two licenses that we can progress. There's the racer's license, and then there's the police license. And in this first event, which is supposed to get you to grips with the game and stuff, we're going to be driving a Porsche Spider. I want to colour it red. And new to the remastered version of the game is that you can choose colours other than the preset colours, which you could only choose in the original game. But anyway, racing in this game is quite similar to Burnout Paradise. You just need to get to the finish line before everyone else. Pretty self-explanatory. We want to try and achieve gold. And this track in particular, or this event, is 8.4 miles. It's starting at 3 PM. It's called Roadsters Reborn. The speed wall in the bottom right shows you like times that you compare with friends. I'm playing offline, so there won't be any friends. I don't even have any friends that own this game, and you can see my personal best here. But we are now going to line up for the grid. There are 5 other convertible cars ahead of us, so let's see how we can do then as we are underway now. In the bottom right you can see the speedometer. On the left bar there's the nitrous. On the right bar it is your health. So you can crash out of this game, and if you crash out you will fail the event usually. In fact, basically every time you'll fail the event. So that's basically the basics of that. And then the bounty at the top is your score, and that's what progresses you through your license. So if you keep doing stuff erratically, then you'll upgrade your license quicker. just by finishing events and making sure that you get as high as possible. That also helps as well. But we've been pushed down to second because Slipstream is incredibly powerful in this game, as well as Nitrous. Drifting is quite different compared to most other games. You can hold a drift quite easily, and usually it's quite fast around corners, unless you want to go, unless it's a corner that you can go flat out for, then there's no point in drifting. But we get ahead of the Porsche there, the other Porsche Spider, and now we've got a BMW alongside us and now ahead of us, but I'm not too worried at this point. You can see it tells me how far ahead or behind I am of the car. That sometimes just flashes up throughout the race, but we're all over the back of this BMW, so hopefully we can pass him. We still have a good 5 miles of the event left though, and through the tunnel we have indeed got ahead of him. And then now we want to turn left at the intersection here, and skid and drift on through, narrowly avoid the car. The guy behind did not avoid him though, and so we can continue on our way then. And as we go around this corner we now head to the more coastal, well, I guess all of this race is actually quite coastal, but you can see the water a lot more clearly now. Plenty of cliffs and stuff to go through, and we're also going to take our first shortcut of this game. So like in Burnout Paradise, there are shortcuts that you can take which will benefit you in progressing or evading cops when we get to that sort of part of the game. But shortcuts of course help you as well in races when you're trying to get ahead and build a gap to cars behind. So we are progressing through here then. Avoid the wall if you can. It's taken a bit of my health down, but not enough to really concern me that much. As we now fly through this coastal part still into the lumber yard here. This is going to be a massive shortcut. Just playing around with the cameras as well. There's a HUD camera, and then there's, or hood camera should I say, and then there's like a bumper camera as well. I would just use chase cam if I were you, but we're far ahead now still, and there's like less than a mile, 0.5 miles, and only this corner left before we arrive at the finish line. As we go around and through this little resident parking thing, I don't really know what it is, but we cross the line, 3 minutes 34, gold for being first. And yeah, if you want to beat my time, I'm sure you would be able to beat it, then you can go ahead and do that if you own the game. You can see the amount of bounty that we're getting. So again, this is progressing our license, and each time you go through the license you can gain new cars. So we got the Mazda RX-8. Unfortunately I skip at the wrong time here, so you didn't really get to see the car, but you'll see it later on, so don't worry too much. But anyway, we're going to get into the police side of things, so let's have the lady explain it to us.
Into the ranks of the SCPD, the world's fastest speed enforcement unit. You begin your career as a rank 1 cadet with limited access to the department. The pinnacle of the speed enforcement unit are the rank 20 ultimate enforcers with access to any vehicle or pursuit resource required. Your career with the SCPD will be measured on your performance in the field. All of your actions are monitored and recorded in the system as bounty. The more bounty you are awarded during an active mission, the faster you will progress through the cop ranks. Basic busting procedure is to bring the suspect to a halt or force the vehicle to stop with excessive damage. As an interceptor, you are authorized to use any available force to bring the suspect in. The objective is to bust the suspect in the shortest amount of time, minimizing impact on the population of Seacrest County. All interceptor response cars are fitted with an SCPD nitrous system. Use this system to give your vehicle a short burst of acceleration, enabling you to close the gap or impact the suspect with more force. If the suspect gets too far away, there will be a limited time to re-engage before the assignment is over. Stay close and stay sharp. Today you will be driving the Ford Crown Victoria. As you prove your value to the department, Command will make more exotic equipment available to you. Good luck.
So you get to drive the most basic of cop cars in this event with the Crown Victoria. This whole event is just trying to bust one person, so if we do it in less than a minute, then we will get the distinction time. So that's of course what we're aiming for.
In pursuit of a Mazda heading south on 3 Points Road.
Confirmed. Suspect is exceeding all posted limits. Requesting assistance.
Interceptor assistance is Command approved and en route to your location.
Affirmative, Command. Interceptor unit is on scene and engaging pursuit. Standing down. Over to you.
We handed control over so we can start the event, and just well, in this event they've damaged the guy enough so he needs one hit to really be down, like, you know, take him out, but most of the time they'll be full HP, and so you have to take multiple hits to immobilize them. But I didn't really do much of a good hit there, so he's escaping a bit. But yeah, I really love the police part of this game actually, because with the whole like command voiceover thingy that they do, it's quite immersive with the, you know, like the radio scanner, speaking of the radio or whatever. But we are approaching this guy. He's flashing red on health, so one little tap will do and he is now busted. Pretty easy event, but it's just trying to get you used to the fact you have to bust people. And now we have got him for the arrest. We did it in 52 seconds. Got a distinction award. Only took one attempt, of course. But yeah, you can do that one way faster. You can do that in like 23 seconds. So I imagine that most people will be able to beat me there. But again, we progress through the ranks, and we get a new vehicle. We get the Subaru Impreza WRX STI. This is my favorite car in real life, so it's cool that it's in this game as well. And it's both a police car you can drive as well as a race car that you can get eventually as well. But we're just debating what sort of event to do here, and I end up choosing a Hot Pursuit. So in this one you have a race pretty much, but rather than it just being you against the AI of like the other racers, you now have the added factor of police trying to pursue you and take you out. So they can, you know, hinder you a bit and sometimes make you go behind other drivers, and other times they can help take out other drivers, and other times they can just completely crash you out and completely fail the event for you. So you have to be a bit careful, but early on it's quite easy to take them out. But First Offence is the name of this event. 7.6 miles, starting at 5 PM, and we are in a black Mazda RX-8. And up ahead is my favourite car, the Subaru WRX STI. And we've also got a Lancer Evolution from Mazda. No, it's from Mitsubishi. And the car ahead is the Porsche we already drove as well. So unfortunately the Subaru there got crashed out. And as we go around this corner, you can see the red there at the top of my rear view mirror, which indicates that there's a cop car nearby. We end up going straight into him and crashing him out instantly, because you can do that if they're at the side of the road. So it's quite easy to take them out, and you get a good amount of boost as we take a shortcut here through a construction yard. And you know, you can hear the police sort of scanner thing, police radio response, whatever, and they'll tell the police where you're going, so you can't just necessarily avoid them by going into a shortcut, but it can help, as there are now 2 Crown Victorias behind us in pursuit. The AI will mainly go for you, but Sometimes they may also go for the other AI drivers as well, but usually they'll try and catch up to you, and there is a bit of rubber banding to help them catch up to you, otherwise you could just drive off into the sunset and never see them. So but I don't mind that, to be honest. It makes for more intense action, as we're being asked to pull over, but we're not going to be doing that anytime soon, as they now call out that the pursuit is heading into a specific part of the map, and they're also talking about a lot of damage as well from the drivers, which makes them a bit more aggressive. This guy tried to force me off the road, but ended up just colliding into me and causing a lot of damage to him. And you can see the police are sort of helping me out a bit, but then this guy gets in front of me, so hopefully we can re-overtake him soon. But we've got police all over us, slams into the back of us. We're trying to get in front here. They're going for a pin maneuver, and we're continuing to try and stay ahead. We haven't really taken too much damage, to be fair, which is quite good. But there's still a police car all over the back of us. Probably should have taken that shortcut. I did think about it, but didn't in the end, as there's a massive aircraft, like Jetfire, that just goes over the top of us, as we have the police car still in hot pursuit. Hence why the game is named that, and this game mode is named Hot Pursuit as well. He ends up crashing himself on a traffic car, but we also end up crashing ourselves on a bunch of rocks, so it's looking a bit dicey here. As we come out back onto the road, we have a police car right behind us, and we also have the AI driver behind us as well. So we're going to try and aim to stay ahead, as it's quite close. We end up crashing this cop car anyway though, just for good measure and to get a bit more extra bounty, which progresses our license. But we end up finishing first. 3 minutes 25 is the time we did it in, and we get a gold as well, because of course we finished first, and get a bunch more bounty as well to progress our license a bit further. And we end up getting into the second tier of the license. So we're now more wanted, which means we get basically more events pretty much. But for world building, we're obviously becoming more of a threat to the police. So they'll ramp up their sort of charge against us. But speaking of charge, we got a Dodge Charger SRT8 as another car unlocked. I think it's quite cool that it tells you the year it was made and how much money it's worth. As we also get the Lancer Evolution X or 10 from Mitsubishi. So that's another car that I actually really like, and that one's worth $35,000. And we also get a Chevy Camaro SS for the Performance series. So I'll speak a little bit about that in just a second, but another good car, $55 worth. Remember, this game came out originally in 2010s, so most of the cars are not necessarily the most modern. But you can see here the Sports, Performance, Super, Exotic and Hyper are all different classes of cars. So different events will make you use different cars in that class, and the same for police as well. You have traffic police, highway patrol, rapid deployment, speed enforcement and special response. So the higher you go, the more the better cop cars you get, the faster they are to match the AI as well. But we're going to be driving in the Subaru Impreza WRX STI, and we'll let the lady explain what the car's all about.
Subaru International Division was created in the late 1980s to coordinate development of Subaru's rally cars. They now also create high-performance consumer versions of the Impreza WRX, which combine power with precision and performance with practicality. Power is generated from a 2.5-liter 16-valve boxer engine with turbo and intercooler, generating over 300 bhp at 6,000 RPM. Trademark poise and pin-sharp handling are retained at all times. The 5-door hatchback design has been developed from the standard Impreza model. Noticeably widened body flares and a longer wheelbase with shorter front and rear overhangs clearly define the Impreza WRX STI and outline its performance credentials.
So she does this for every car, but I wanted to do it on my favourite car to sort of show off the specs about it. But anyway, we're in a Hot Pursuit event here, but this time we're on the cop side. So our goal is to try and bust all three members before they reach the end of their race. And the more cars you bust, the better distinction you'll get. And the event ends when they either reach the 9.9 mile end goal, or you bust them all, which is of course the aim for us on the police side of things. So we are now trying to close the gap down as we already reach our top speed. So this guy isn't particularly fast, but it's fast enough to catch up to the others as we give a massive whacking to the Dodge. And we report that over the scanner, or the radio should I say. And now we've got this Porsche that we're going to try and T-bone and end up sending him over the barriers into a cliff. So don't know if he'd even be able to survive that one, especially in a convertible, but he's still around, I promise you that much. Just out of this race for now. And we also have this BMW that we've given a massive whacking to. He's close to being busted, so we try and hit him a little bit, but then we get in front of him, which isn't particularly helpful right now. And he gives us a bit of a kick on the bum for good measure as we try and cut across him to stop him and pull him over. But he's not buying it yet, so we're going to have to use excessive force and crash him out pretty much. And so that gives us the merit sort of medal. So one more bust, just this guy out in first. He's all alone in this race, so technically he's already won it, but if he wants to try and get to the finish line, then he's going to have to do a bit better than that. As we now approach him, and then we smash into him, and that is his race over and the entire race shut down. And we've apprehended all the suspects in 1 minute 36. Time doesn't really matter in these sorts of events, just as long as you get it before the end of the race. But if you wanted to beat my time, I'm sure you would be able to, because I made a few mistakes there. Yeah, that's the time to beat if you wanted to beat me and you had the game. But yeah, we're progressing through this license quite well. We've already gained 2 cop cars, and so let's have a look at which ones we've been given. We've been given the Mazda RX-8, so this time we got it on the race side and now we've got it on the cop side, which is quite good. And we are also given the other new vehicle, which is the Ford Police Interceptor concept. So looks pretty good. I think some of the AI use this one quite often in the traffic tier. But now we have to choose again what sort of event we want to do. We've got a few more unlocked, but now we're going to go into a interceptor one with a little special part to it.
As a member of the SCPD, you have the full backing of the command center on every mission. For this next mission, command has approved the use of local roadblock units. Calling in the units will set up a roadblock ahead of you and the suspect on the road. Any collision with the roadblock will cause the suspect heavy damage and slow them down, giving you an opportunity to move in.
So some of the best parts of this game is the fact that there's sort of equipment that you can use to slow down other drivers or bust them. Both sides have them, but right now in this event we've been given access to the roadblock as we're going to use the Ford Police Interceptor concept unit. But in this intercept we have 5 roadblocks available, so you can see the other weapons that we'll get later on in the game, and I'll explain them and the lady will explain them as we get them. But we need to bust this guy within 2 minutes to get the distinction award.
In pursuit of a Dodge Charger on Grand Ocean Road. Measuring speeds in excess of 150 miles per hour. Nothing is slowing this guy down.
Central confirmed. Let the Interceptor take over. Interceptor 1, this is Central. Roadblock units are approved for use. Move in.
So we're now given the option to use roadblocks, and you use them by pressing right on the D-pad. So we call in a roadblock, and then a little bit further ahead you can see on the mini-map it puts a roadblock down, and we can try and hit the target. As if they're ahead of you, then roadblocks are particularly good to slow them down because they crash into them. However, there is a small gap that they can go through if the AI decides to be smart enough. But usually it does end up slowing them down, especially if they're getting too far in front. Then it's a good way for the game to try and bring you closer back to the car. As we now approach this guy, and as he slams into a roadblock, we slam into him, and that is his escape over. He is crashed, busted, and that is us done in 42 seconds, so very quickly. Only had to use 2 roadblocks, and we already got the distinction award, which is pretty good going. So well done to us. But we now rank up our sort of police license, so we're, I guess, being promoted in the police force. So we're now allowed to use better and more bigger vehicles. And so there we go, just confirming our promotion. So it tells you how many busts we've done as well, and when we were given our license. It also gives us a badge number as well, which is quite cool. But we also get some new vehicles, which is the more important part. So we get the Cayman S as a highway patrol unit, so this is a tier above, like I was explaining earlier with the tiers. We get the Cayman S. And yeah, more events are unlocked for us to complete as well. But we're going to round out the video by doing a preview event, which is where you get given a car on loan to do an event to give you a taste of what sort of the upper tier cars sort of experience is. So we're going to put it in an orange, and we need to beat the time of 1 minute 22 in this event. To get the gold. So that is what we're going to aim for. We have it tells you how much bounty you need to unlock this vehicle and how much bounty we currently have. So you can see we're ages off in getting this vehicle really, but in this 4.2 mile drive it gives you a good idea of sort of what sort of car you're going to be able to drive eventually, as it sounds amazing as well, by the way. Let's have a listen. Really nice sounding car. But now we're just trying to progress through the series, dodging traffic, gaining speeds of up to 218 miles per hour. And we're going to take this shortcut, which should help us in trying to get gold, because as the events give you better cars, they also get a bit more tighter on sort of the margin for error. So it's harder to try and get gold as you get better vehicles, and because this is like a taster one, they've made it quite tricky, to be fair, if it's your first racing game. But I've put many hours into this game, so it's not as tricky as perhaps it would be for some others. As we now come around the corner, come through this corner, and we arrive at the start of the highway, and we get a 1 minute 16 as our time gold award, because we finished it before the gold time. And we get a bit extra bounty as well. No new cars, but that's fair enough. But that is going to do it for today's episode. I'm going to release another one on Saturday because I feel a bit bad that I was trying to release this on Tuesday, but with all of the issues I just couldn't release it on time. But anyway, that is going to do it for today's video. So if you did enjoy the video, you can go ahead and hit the like button, comment if you enjoyed below, subscribe if you enjoyed all my content. Watch my Burnout series as well if you like. We're very close to 100 subs, so if you could help that, then that'd be great. But until then, this has been Chief Dog 74, and I'll see you guys in the next one.